This is Drew with Boomer Music Company, your band and orchestra experts since 1976, and thepodcastingstore.com, the one-stop shop for all things podcasting and remote learning. This is your Weekend Update.
So welcome to your Weekend Update. We have been out of Colorado and traveling, which has been super exciting to see the boys get to see their families. So I hope that you've had a chance to get out and enjoy the summer so far, and really just be out in the world and enjoying life. Let's get right to it. So the first piece of content that we released this week was the second part of the Beyond the Stage interview with Cindy Haraway, the original owner of Boomer Music Company. The first episode dealt more with just Cindy's background, who she is, how she got into music, and the origins of Boomer music. The second part deals a little bit more with just the mindset, philosophy, who's inspired her, and things like that. Let's take a listen to that podcast if you haven't heard it already.
Another one of my favorite questions. What is the best compliment you've ever had?
Boy, now that's a hard one. It has to be maybe between two things. One is when I was in the Fort Collins Symphony, I had a clarinet solo, a beautiful clarinet solo in one of them, and kind of scared. But I played it, and Will Schwartz stopped and looked at the orchestra and looked at the first violinist and said, "That is absolutely gorgeous. That's a beautiful thing." And he complimented me up one side and down the other. So that was a contender. Mm-hmm. And also our latest conductor.
And then for Boomer Music, we have another exciting announcement. We are now going to be a dealer for Pickett mouthpieces. While I've been here in Lexington, I paid a visit to the Pickett manufacturing facility and got to meet Eric, who is the director of sales, and Peter Pickett, who is the man himself. That was a massively productive trip. The product is phenomenal. I can't wait to be bringing some of that to the audience in Colorado and have you trying it out. David in our repair shop and Ian, who works at the store as well, are both believers in the product, and I'd listened to them and that we probably should carry it, but until now hadn't had the opportunity to really explore it fully. I made a blog post over on the Boomer Music website outlining that trip and what I found there and how excited I am for the product. So we're going to be getting that in here pretty soon. Give us a call, email, contact us however you can, me, David, Ian, or whomever, and we will book a time to sit down with you and work on finding the proper mouthpiece for you, because it's out there, and I'm very confident that Pickett makes it. Then over on the podcasting store side of things, we just completed a really exciting project. Fort Collins High School in the McNeal Auditorium needed a brand new sound system, top to bottom. The system that was installed currently, or had been installed previously, was the original one, we believe, back to 1997 when the building opened. So it really needed a complete revamp and a redo, and we did that. So here is an excerpt from the post-mortem Zoom call that I did with Braden and Mackenzie, talking about what exactly we did and why it's so much better than what was there.
You know, it used to be you would have to have a splitter rack or something to split microphones multiple ways to hit multiple devices, you know, a front of house desk or a monitor desk or recording options. And with Dante, you can digitally split a signal multiple times without any additional equipment, which is fantastic.
Well, and with the price of building materials and copper, especially right now, I imagine that was a significant savings versus doing it the old way, as it were.
Absolutely.
If you want to check out that system, head over to Fort Collins High School. Any performance now for the foreseeable future, I mean forever probably, is going to be using that system. It's infinitely expandable and it sounds great. We actually had Bob Kreutz help do the sound balance and all that. We didn't talk about that in the Zoom call, but that is definitely worth mentioning, that we had a professional orchestral ear there to help make sure that everything's going to sound correct for whatever show is being put on in that venue. And the final thing is my usual weekly essay, and that cropped up from a bedtime story I was reading with Timothy, and he really fixated on part of the book where a little girl wasn't being picked first for a playground sport, and that really kind of touched him, and not in a great way. And That led me to relate to him the story of Tom Brady. If any of you know, he was not drafted anywhere near the top 10 in his NFL class, and he's arguably one of the greatest to ever play professional football. But check out that essay over on the Podcasting Store Medium site to get all the insights as to the conversation with Timothy and how reasoning with a 5-year-old is not always an easy thing to do. That's your weekend update. Thank you so much, as always, for watching and listening and for your support, and I look forward to seeing you this summer at the store.
If you enjoyed the Weekend Update, do me a favor and follow us on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channels, or visit our websites. This is Drew with Boomer Music Company and thepodcastingstore.com. Thanks for listening.